Audio Jungle.
Hello everyone, this is Alcabir the Analyst, and today I'll be talking to Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'll be talking that offense. That offense needs to step it up or they'll be out the first round. It's Alcabir the Analyst. Right, so let's get into talk some Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm not going to knock them down too much because I come off as a Pittsburgh Steelers hater. I don't got nothing against the Steelers. When they was undefeated, I kept saying what competition they played for them to be established. Now that they lost 2 in a row, I think I see the problem. And the problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers is the offense. It's clearly the offense. You got TJ Watt, who's almost first in everything. Sacks, tackles for loss. He's almost first in everything to be exact. And he had an off game. And I won't say the defense didn't show up. To be honest, Josh Allen didn't have the best day. Stephon Diggs did, but Josh Allen, his stats wasn't all that, to be honest. Threw a completion percentage of 55.8, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, which is how Josh Allen been playing, over 375 yards, and he just been going bananas. But this game, he scaled back a bit. But if you look at the score, you'll think there's no way. He did get hot at a certain point, but it is only so much. There's only so much that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense can do. And the Pittsburgh Steelers defense can't have an off day. Like, I would consider last night kinda an off day. They wasn't as dominant, but they playing a high power offense. There's only so much you can hold them to. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, they needed them to do something and get a running game going. What's going on with the running game? Read this. James Conner, 10 carries, 18 yards, average 1.8 yards per carry. Jalen Samuels, 4 carries, 15 yards, 3.8 yards per carry. Benny Snell Jr., 3 carries, 14 yards, average 4.7 yards per carry. It's like these dudes don't have a running game, and also only so much Big Ben can do. He had all game, 21 for 37, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. The other pick, one of those picks was kind of questionable. Could have been a defensive pass interference, but I wouldn't call that. I believe the refs did the right thing not making that call. And yeah, this offense need to step it up. Big Ben seems like he's slowly digressing. He's playing these tough teams and don't look the same. Played the Ravens, it was only 14 and 19. And you played almost all backups. Then you go against Washington and lose, and now you lose to the Bills. Now, what you've been seeing in the Steelers, can they beat even the Dolphins right now? I don't know. Can they beat the Colts right now? Especially with the Colts defense and that offensive line? I'm not sure. Can they beat the Cleveland Browns? I'm not sure. So it's like, even if they get past them, can they beat Chiefs? Can they beat the Bills? No, I don't think so. I don't think they could beat those teams, and the reason why is the offense. I have no doubt about their defense. Defense, once again, is dominant. Mika Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt, that's all I need to name. They are dominant. Offense stinks. They had to get a running game going. They red zone offenses, it's not that good. They get to the red zone and can't make it happen. Juju caught one, but I don't know. I don't know about Pittsburgh. I've been saying that they're not that good. And when I was saying that when they was undefeated, I was getting killed, but I try to be objective as possible. I try to, especially when it's teams that's not in my team's conference. I look at the game totally different. So when I watch the Steelers, I just don't be impressed. I'm like, they won, but I'm not impressed. I'm not. And once again, let's go over the teams that they beat. They beat the Giants. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Texans. They beat the Eagles. They beat the Browns the first time. I don't think they can beat the Browns again. I don't think so. They beat Tennessee. Tennessee is an up and down team. They can get really hot or really cold. It's Ryan Tannehill. It's up to Ryan Tannehill. They beat the Ravens. That's when they was healthy. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Bengals. They beat the Jaguars. And they beat the Ravens again, the second string team. Then they lose to Washington. Once again, dominant defense. Bills, I won't say dominant defense, but they defense, I've been calling it. It's been stepping up for the past few games. And you know, once again, those teams that I named, the Dolphins. Dolphins can play defense. Dolphins can play defense. Colts can play defense. And they need something on the offense. They need a running game. I knew it. What the Bills was doing, bringing that pressure to Big Ben. That's exactly what they was doing. Washington did that. Hell, the Ravens did it the second time. Washington did it, and the Bills did it. And since teams been doing that, they're 1-2. So we'll see. They play the Bengals next week, so hopefully they get that win. But James Conner, they need something out of you. They need something out of you. Claypool, Juju, and all those guys, they're not going to be able to touch the ball. They need some type of play action game or something. They need some type of running. They need something from one of those running backs out the backfield. Or to me, this team is a first round exit. This team is a first round exit. Gotta at least get them 70, 80 yards. You can't be giving them 50 yards, 40 yards, 30 yards, 14 yards. I need something out of that backfield. Big Ben look like he's starting to show his age as the season go on. But I'm gonna keep watching the Steelers, man. I'm not a Steelers hater. There's no reason for me to hate on the Steelers, so I just hope they get it together. I really do. But what do you think and how do you feel about the Steelers? Will this team pick it up? I'll give them a shot. I'll give them a shot to pick it up. I just said they're not as good as people think. Or this team will fall. Of course, they're going to make the playoffs, but how far can they go? How far can they go? But this is Al Kabir, the analyst. Ghost.